In this video, I'm going to talk you through exactly why you aren't growing. Now, a lot of people out there will tell you that it's marketing, it's sales. Yes, that is a part of the problem, but the thing that I see over and over, and the thing that nobody's talking about, is the fact that the service and the product being delivered is not up to scratch. You've got to remember that your product, your service is an experience, it's a journey, as well as its role being to deliver a result. This day and age is super competitive, and you've got to remember that beautifully designed products make marketing and sales easy. So what I'm going to show you at the end of this video is how to design a world class service when it comes to your coaching, your consulting, and so on. So we're going to run through this on my iPad, and I've just been mapping this out. So essentially what we do when you're in our program, every single client goes through this process. First, we look at your premium positioned, okay? This is brand. Now, we can focus on brand, but if your sold out offer is not fixed, if your product, your service itself is not fixed and it's got holes in it, yes, we can say, we're great, look at us, we're this really good brand. But when people come in, they'll soon find out. And you can only sell dog shit once. After that, you're going to struggle. And what happens? People then leave your service. They spread, should I say, can't get my word out, spread negativity about your brand. And then it makes it more difficult to magnetize and attract clients and make sales. So the main thing that we want to focus on, well, for this video is your product, because good product equals a strong brand, makes marketing and sales super easy. So the first thing that we do with every single one of our clients when we are looking to build out a program or a service is we use the ICP sniper framework. We really hone in on who we are trying to work with, aka niching down, but you do it the correct way. A lot of people focus too much on demographic instead of psychographics. Demographics are age, gender, ethnicity, all that sort of stuff, but they don't actually look at the psychographics, because psychographics are the way that people think. So that's way more important. And we break it down into the 4 Ps. Now, the 4 Ps are person, who is the person in terms of demographic and psychographics. We look at the pain that they are in. We decide the path that they need to take, the experience that they need to have to receive this result. And then based on that, we can make a promise. Now, for the sake of this video, what we are going to be focusing on is the path. The path is the product, it's the service, the way that you deliver. Now, I'm not saying that you're a bad coach. I'm not saying that for 1 second. But what I am saying is the way that you deliver makes all the difference. And things are changing, especially with AI. So this is what it takes to deliver a world-class service. And this is the path that I just spoke about. So first of all, we're going to focus here. The first impression counts. As soon as somebody pays your onboarding, your first impression, the thank you page with your welcome video, that needs to be on point. It needs to get them excited. It also needs to explain the next steps that they're going to take. So those next steps, the email needs to give them 1 or 2, 3 maybe easy things that they can do. For example, give access to your education, welcome into the group, whether they make a video. Create a really easy and small win early on so we can get excited. Then we've got the on-ramping process, okay? Bringing them up to speed. Every program is different somewhat. The way that you deliver it is different. So you need to let them know, yo, this is how things work around here. This is who we are. This is what we accept. This is what we don't accept. Manage their expectations in regards to what they are going to be experiencing into the program. And I like to do this from day 0 to day 7. On day 7, I like to have my first call with them when I've got the plans, etc. set up. Next, and this is not in order, we need to look at events. We live in a world where everyone's online all the time, okay? But there's no real connection. There's no real connection, and events are super high leverage when it comes to creating connection. They're also great for selling at. So I put on workshops every single month, whether it's online or whether it's in person. I put a quarterly event on in person where we do something that isn't business related. Last time we took them on a marine boot camp, which is pretty cool. Next, we need to look at communications. Now, this one I get a lot of stick for, but we don't need Loom videos. Like, for example, if your clients had a good week and it comes to Friday or Sunday or Monday, whenever you do your check-in, and they've had a good week, all you are is a fucking cheerleader. Do they really need a Loom? You got to remember that people aren't going to sit through even a 5-minute Loom video. People are hyper distracted. People want speed, especially higher paying clients. They want speed. They want speed of instruction, speed of coaching, and the rest. Even with calls, I offer one-to-one calls as much as you want. However, because I have built out my program in a way where there are very few questions, I don't really need to do too many calls unless somebody is having a really big problem and we need a bit of back and forth. Next, accountability. An accountability system, this kind of ties up with communication. If your accountability system is on point, you shouldn't need too many touch points. For example, let's say David has he's fucked up on his diet on a Tuesday. You don't get his check-in till Sunday. You don't take a look at his his sheets or whatever he's filling in till Sunday. The moment's gone. The moment for coaching is gone. So what I help my clients do is to set up an AI dashboard which flags up which clients are struggling. Every morning they log in, they see exactly who's who, it gets flagged up, and they reach out to them. Anyone who's agreeing, anyone who doesn't need that much attention, anyone who's kind of doing okay, keep them moving. But the red flags are where you lose the client. So utilizing AI, we don't let anyone fall through the cracks. And that reduces the amount of time that you need to spend on calls, back and forth with messages, and you're actually resolving problems in real time. Education. You've got to remember that education is your highest leverage lever, or the highest leverage point within a program. Because if your education is built out so precisely and it's digestible and it's memorable, you're actually creating a better client as they go through your process, which reduces the amount of coaching that they need. If they are hyper dependent throughout, the entire process on you, you just create dependency. And once they leave your program, because all clients eventually leave, they'll fall back into the old tracks and they can't say, yeah, that was the guy who sorted my life out. That was the gal who sorted my life out. So education is key. And the way I like to break it down, I like to keep videos probably 3 to 6 minutes long. And there is an AI tool attached to every essential part of the education. So for example, if they've got an issue and I use a certain framework to resolve a problem, and then create an AI version of my intellectual property, which they can go to and have a chat with, and I'll give you the exact recommendation that I would. So we need to leverage AI. We can't be scared of AI. Also, checkpoints. Every 4 to 6 weeks, have a checkpoint. Do have a solid, stronger touch point, not a soft touch point, a stronger touch point, because this keeps them excited. You can then reframe their goals, kind of move the goalposts a little bit and keep them for a little bit longer, because we know good level results take time. If somebody's checked out and they've got nothing to look forward to, that is a massive danger. And finally, a roadmap. Okay, so this kind of comes early on in the process. The roadmap lets them know what they're going to be doing, when, and why. And the AI and the education explains to them how. So those are the elements you need for a high level service. And you've got to remember, the path is the most important thing that people are looking for. That's why I will happily send out a document with my process on there, because I don't want anyone coming to my program hoping that's one thing and then them finding it's another. It creates disappointment on both sides. They're difficult to coach. And also, I don't want that sort of equity, that brand equity being spread. Just going to go full circle here. So yes, we can grow our brand. We can be on social media, marketing, and trying to make sales. But if our offer is weak, over time, we will be found out. It's going to be a case of one client in, one client out. And you won't be able to charge the premium prices consistently that are trending upwards over time. Product is brand. Product is marketing. Product is sales. Once your product is on point, everything else becomes easy. I hope you found this one useful, guys. There's going to be more coming in the coming months. I will catch you soon. Peace.